Hello and welcome. I'm Danette Kubanda, and joining me today for a very special interview is Francisca Ipale. She's a Cameroonian by birth, Jamaican by heritage, and Canadian citizen by choice. A former educator, she has taught ESL, or English as a Second Language, and French for over 20 years in the USA, Canada, and China, from middle school all the way to university levels. She is a speaker, a certified health and life coach, and the author of 4 books, including the Global Authors Award-winning How I Conquered Breast Cancer Without Chemotherapy, My Journey from a Mess to a Message. Thank you so much for being with us, Francisca.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here, Danette.
So share with us your journey to discovering you had breast cancer.
Thank you very much. August 1st, 2019 was a red letter day for me. It was the day I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I felt a lump in my breast. I was lazy at first, but when it got bigger, I said, this has to be serious. So I booked an appointment with my doctor. He examined me, said that I see something at 4 p.m. I said, it's not 4 p.m., it's 10 a.m. He said, no, 4 p.m. is the location of the breast. No, the location of the lump. I'm sorry. So he sent me to go and do tests, ultrasound and mammograms. And when the test came back, his assistant called me and said, Francisca, Dr. S wants to see you in his office right away. From the tone of her voice, I knew that this was bad news. So when I went into his office, the doctor said, Francisca, I'm sorry to say you have been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Then he asked me about my family history of breast cancer, and I shared it with him. Then he referred me to a top-notch oncologist. When I went to see him, he also did his own tests. And then he said, Francisca, I'm going to give you 2 options. I can either cut off your right breast and hope for the best, or we can remove the lump and do chemo. I said, I think I would go for the second option. He said, okay. They removed my lump. Then he told me about the chemo sessions I had to do. I had to do about 12 sessions, and I needed somebody to take me and bring me back. And then I asked him, Dr. So-and-so, apart from losing your hair, what are the side effects of chemo? Oh, you can get tired. I said, that's not a side effect because I'm always tired. And I told him that I don't think I'm going to do chemo. He said, Francisco, I have been an oncologist for 25 years. No patient of mine has ever refused chemotherapy. Then I said, relax. I'm just exercising my patient bill of rights, which states I have the right to refuse treatment. Then he kept quiet. I am not an oncologist. I'm not a doctor. I'm a certified life and health coach. So this is just my journey. I'm sharing it to make an impact, to inspire you, to educate you, and to enlighten you that there are alternatives to treating your cancer. Then he told me that if you don't want to use chemo, go downstairs and book yourself for radiation. And I went downstairs, they told me, and I said, I don't think I want to do it. My doctor said, if you don't want to use chemo and radiation, take some tamoxifen. I said, no, thank you. He said, okay, it is your body. A year later, when I got cured, I had to go back to the oncologist for a follow-up. He said, Francisca, whatever that doctor did, he did a good job. That's my story in a nutshell.
That is amazing. Tell us a little bit about the statistics and trends around breast cancer.
I have some shocking news. According to the American Cancer Society and the Canadian Cancer Society, 1 out of 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And 1 out of 2 women, it means 1 out of 2 people, it means 50% of the population will be diagnosed with some form of cancer. And every 10 minutes, a woman somewhere in the world is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh my goodness, those are such scary statistics.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing maybe a couple of your natural remedies that you use to treat yourself?
I don't mind sharing. One of them I did was sunlight. If you are dark skinned, we don't have enough vitamin D. I soaked myself in the sun. Natural remedies. Soak yourself in the sun, especially if you're dark skinned. I changed my lifestyle. I did some detoxification of my organs. I didn't use the microwave and so many things.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. To learn more about Francisca's journey, her books, and all of her projects, please visit her website at franciscaipale.com. Thank you so much.
Welcome.